This time, we want to use that same concept of customization, but also step it up, level it up a notch, instead of just having our reports organized so that we can print them to a PDF file, putting them in the same folder, possibly giving them to a client on a cloud drive or as an attachment of a zipped file to an email. We can now add them to a management report, putting them all on one PDF file. So as we look at this option, just want to point out the quick overview of this, remembering that as we work with clients, presentation is important because they possibly don't even know really bookkeeping that well. They just want to have a feeling that you're doing the work and you're going to be there when they need to do their tax preparation, for example, at the end of the year. So we want to make a nice presentation of the reports, possibly at our billing cycles, possibly at the end of the month, for example. We could print the reports or save them as a PDF and provide them to a client as attachments, but there's possibly going to be a lot of attachments. So at the least, you possibly want to put them into a folder and organize them in the order that would be appropriate, so you can zip the folder and present it in an email, or possibly put it on a cloud drive like a Dropbox or a Google Cloud or something like that. And then you could use this management report, or you can export it to Excel, right? If we export to Excel, that would be the other extreme in customizations, because that allows us to customize much more detailed than simply in QuickBooks, although it's going to be harder for us to save that customization. We won't be able to do so. So any customization we do externally, exporting the reports to Excel, we would have to do in Excel, and then we can add other pages there if we wanted to, for a cover letter and so on and so forth, or cover page. Or we can integrate Excel with Word, which again would possibly give us the most dynamic types of reports. All right, so let's get an idea of what this looks like. Let's go back to the first report and do a quick regeneration of the 3 types of reports we looked at before. But now, as we put them into customizations, we'll add them here. They've been removed because we refreshed the screen like we do every time. And then we're going to go into the management reports, and we'll add those reports to the management reports. Let's just do a quick look of these management reports here. However, these are the default management reports. You got the company overview, which is most likely the most common management report, and the one that we will focus in on. We've got the sales performance. We got the expense performance report created by, this is the default by QuickBooks, last modified here. We have the dates, so you could choose the dates basically in this drop down. So, and that will adjust the reports that are basically being pulled in from the standard reports, changing the date ranges automatically for them. And then on the right hand side, we've got the preview button. Within the drop down, we can edit it, we can send it, we can export as a PDF, which is possibly what you're going to do before providing them to a client, so that maybe you can then attach it or put it into a shared folder that would be shared on the cloud. We could export as a .docx. We can duplicate it. This being an option that we're going to do here because we're going to want to do some customization to the report, and it's useful to start with this as the starting point of that customization. But I don't want to customize this report because I want to keep this one as the default that doesn't have any customizations. That's what I would recommend. We could create a management report, create our own management report here, and that's going to give us the same kind of idea or same information as well. But let's go close this out. Let's preview this report. So this is the most likely one that we would be use. And so this is what we have in this report. So we've got the first page, management report, Craig's Design Landscaping Services for the period ended December 31st, 2025. So this is going to be basically our title page. And so it looks pretty nice, but there's not a whole lot of customization you can do with it. Whereas, of course, if it was in Word or Excel, you'd have an infinite amount of font choices where you want to put your logo and all that kind of stuff. And then on the second page, we have the table of contents. The table of contents will be populating the reports that we have added, the major financial statement reports added by default in the default report, profit and loss, and the balance sheet. Then we've got the profit and loss report. Now this, of course, is just pulling in from a standard report, which it changed the date range within, but it also did some customization in terms of the formatting of the report. But you're basically stuck with this formatting. So if you wanted to do any other formatting, you can't really do it here, meaning you might want to, for example, change the name of the report to a profit and loss to an income statement, which you could do by customizing the report. And then but you also might want to change the font styles and stuff, which you can't do by customizing the report, but could do if you exported to Excel and did the customization that way. And then next, this is the second page of the income statement. We've got the balance sheet. Similarly, you're kind of stuck with some customization that you could do within the system if you make custom reports, and then you could further customize by exporting. So this is the end of it. Just a short little report that makes it a little bit more formal, but also nicely allows you to print it to one PDF file, which you can then share with a client. Instead of attaching 5 reports, you can put all 5 reports into this management report and share just one file, which is cleaner and nicer, although not as customizable if you were to export to Excel using Excel and possibly Word in conjunction to do further customization. Let's say I want to hit the drop down and duplicate this report. So now we've got the company overview 1.